In this video, we're going to check out the trio called Shadow of the Bowl. There's some new things on here, but it's a great way to review the notes on the G, B, and E strings without having it be more technically difficult. So let's check it out. We're going to look at new things first. The first thing you're going to notice is that the music looks different than you're used to. Instead of just one line, you've got three. And the way that that works is that you've got part one on the top, and then part two underneath that, and then part three underneath that. So if you're on part one, you read the top line here, and then you come down to the second system and read the top line there, and then you come down to the third system and you read the top line there. If you're on part two, it's the middle line of each system, and if you're on part three, it's the bottom line of each system. You're going to want to use the music that I gave you in class, because right now part three has nothing in it, and that'll change in a moment. But what we're going to do here is talk about some of the new stuff that we see. For this music, we are in the time signature of 3/4. What that's telling us, we have 3 beats per measure, but the quarter note still gets 1 beat. And you can see that a lot of these measures do have 3 quarter note beats in them. We've got this note. If I zoom in on part one, you can see I've got 3 in a row right here, and they're in each part. So I've got a half note with a dot. Now that dot, in this case, adds 1 beat, but what it's really doing is adding half of the note's original value to it. So it's 2 beats plus half of 2 beats, which is another beat, so 3. If it's a dotted quarter note, it's not a beat plus a beat. If it's a dotted whole note, it's not 4 beats plus 1 beat. So you have to remember that the dot adds half the note's value to itself. The other thing that we've got that's new is this. This is a tie, that ligature mark, that curvy line that connects 2 notes of the same pitch. It means that it just adds them together. So we are in 3/4. We can only have 3 beats in a measure. If I want a 6 beat note, then I've got to use a tie. And that's going to mean that that note is an A that lasts for 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I've got a dotted half note tied to a quarter note, it's 4 beats. Normally we'd use a whole note for that, but we can't have 4 beats in a measure in 3/4. The last new bit of symbology that we've got in this music are dynamics. MF, that stands for mezzo forte. It means medium loud. It's pretty much like normal playing volume. Not soft, not loud, just in the middle. We will also find MP, and that means mezzo piano, which is medium soft. It's softer than normal, but not soft yet. And then piano means soft. It's all context, though. So just make sure that if you see MF, mezzo forte, and then you have mezzo piano, and then you have piano, just make sure that it gradually gets softer. Speaking of gradually getting softer and louder, we've got this, which is a decrescendo. You start louder here and get softer, and then the opposite is a crescendo, which is to start soft and get loud. In this case, this is going to get softer and then it's going to get louder. Think about what notes normally do when you let them ring out. They gradually get softer. And so in a piece like this, we're going to imitate that while playing new notes. Let's take a look at each of the parts. Let's start with part 1. 1, ready, go. 2, 3, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not a whole lot to worry about there if you're reading half notes and quarter notes. Don't look to my hand to like make this a tutorial for that. It's hard to see, and you need to be just reading the notes. If you want to hear a certain spot and see what I'm doing, then you could do that. But don't try and just watch what I'm doing. You need to use the music. Here's part 2. 1, ready, go. Letter A. Letter B. C. 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. 2, 3. Rest. Finally, part 3. Got a lot of dotted half notes here. You are kind of the bass part, even though you're not really that far down. Let's try it. 1, ready, go. Letter A. B. C. Rest, rest, rest. Letter D. Rest, rest, rest. And that's Shadow of the Bowl. The hardest thing about this is going to be playing the 3 parts together, because when we play things together, we all have to abide by the steady beat. And you've really got to move past that idea of making a mistake and then correcting it. It's gone. The moment has passed. You'll have to get it next time. So practice this on your own. Do the tutorial here. Go back. You can listen to me play it with you. The other thing you might try is playing part 1 when I play part 2, or playing part 1 when I play part 3. That would be some good practice. You'll still get the letters. So we'll see you in class.